another thing, guys, specifically ladies, your clothes are meant to fit you. You're not meant to fit into clothes, okay? Except that you need different clothes. Don't cry in your closet with the clothes that don't fit your body anymore. Go get the clothes that fit your body. Your body don't have to fit the clothes. Okay, sorry, I feel like that was a side thing that needed to go in this. Except that it's okay to get a bigger pair of pants. It's really okay.
Did you hear about it was a news story this week where this guy was trying to tell his wife she was fat by buying her clothes that purposely didn't fit, just so he could make his point. Now, she got him back, but it was a big news story this week where he bought like a size down and she left his ass. So she didn't accept being disrespected where she was, and she got the hell out of there. He was trying to be funny while trying to tell her she was fat without saying she was fat, but she got the message loud and clear.
I love Wild Man's response when I'm like, honey, I don't like, my body is just bigger and I don't like it. He's like, just more for me to to love on. And I'm like, that's why we're going to keep you. That's why we're going to keep you. That's why we like you. But yes.
Yeah, you ladies, you have a lot of those head things. Like guys, we're a little more easygoing about accepting where we are because, quite frankly, we're okay with that. But a lot of girls nitpick. And it makes it hard when you nitpick yourself and you don't accept yourself. It's very hard when you're in that mentality about yourself to now not accept other people where they are. And I'm not saying it's along gender lines. We all have these lines in our life. Let's take Wildman when he was on. I don't respect people that don't work hard. And I was like, yeah, I'm right there with you. And it's like, it's hard to accept people that don't work hard when you run circles around everybody.
Yeah. That's a hard one for him, I know, too. I think one for me that I just can't is like, people that just don't want to grow. They're just like, I'm the same since I was a teenager. And I'm like, really? Maybe we should look into that. Like that's probably mine. The ones that are people that's like, this is just who I am. You're just going to have to accept me just like this. Okay, well, I'll accept you, but that don't mean I don't think you should do a little personal development.
Yeah, they need to listen to the One Step Deeper podcast. We hear really good, onestepdeeperpodcast.com. Ching, ching. But yes. It does take work, which is why people watch and listen to our show, because these are things, you don't think about these concepts that we talk about, and especially this one here today of accepting yourself and accepting others right where they are, because it's not the norm. It's not the societal norm. Society tells us you can be better. Society tells us you don't need to accept people. They need to accept you for who you are. But there's no reciprocation. And this idea doesn't work unless everybody's doing it. Yeah. It doesn't fully work because, look, here's how it plays out. Brittany and I, we go and we accept people right where they are. And we accept ourselves right where we are. But then somebody's like, Brittany, that hair, no, honey, no. Or they'll look at me and go, Jimmy, you got to clean up your sartorial. You don't dress very well. No, that's not good. So what happens kind of psychologically when you're accepting, but then others don't accept you? That starts to mess with your head a little bit, where people go, well, why am I the one kind of relinquishing and accepting, and allowing people to then run all over me? Wait a minute, I'm not treating them that way. So then psychologically that calls for a reciprocation of their energy back, and then all this goes to pot.
Real Good Foods is one of the fastest growing frozen food companies in the U.S. Everything they make is nutrient dense, high in protein, low in carbs, and made from real food ingredients. Instead of using processed flours, everything they make is 100% grain-free and gluten-free, which is how they keep their carbs so low. They can be found at Costco, Walmart, Target, Kroger, and in almost every grocery store nationwide. Or you can order online. Check us out today at realgoodfoods.com and at Real Good Foods on social media.
Yeah, exactly. Because the person who is accepting and starts that kind of domino of acceptance, if at any point somebody else kind of pushes back on that and they're not being very accepting, I just want to bring out Brianka, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what is wrong with you? I'm trying to accept you. Why are you being a bitch? I'm just like, and I have somebody in my life like that. I'm like, I just want to love people. Like, that's it. Like, I just want to love people, love them where they're at, hold no judgment for them. Why are you pushing back on me about that? Like, I don't understand. Why are you telling me that I'm a bad person because I want to love and accept people where they are?
But sometimes when you accept people right where they are, they don't know what to do with that. Because especially if they're a curmudgeon, especially if they're somebody that's not very lovable, that's not very nice, and they've always felt that. Trust me, when you don't get a lot of positive feedback from people, you know it. And these people that need acceptance, that need love more than most, they're the ones that when they start to get it, it freaks them out a little bit, and they go, whoa, something's wrong, because you're not supposed to like me. What? Why are you accepting me? And it probably does do something. Like, this could go really deep psychologically if we wanted to do it. But when someone is so used to not getting something and then they get that thing, it messes with their head. They're like, whoa. It's kind of like what you talked about with kids that trauma, and then they become adults, and then they create all this chaos because that's what's comfortable for them. I think sometimes people get so comfortable in their uncomfortability of being an a-hole that when there's somebody that doesn't treat them like an a-hole, they don't know how to handle that. So they become even more of an a-hole towards you when you're trying to accept them where they are.
Yeah, because it's almost like, wait a minute, I was being an asshole to you, so why are you not coming at me? And so then they're like, oh, I gotta come harder. And then if you can, because it's hard, okay, this is when it's just a real test of if you stay at that point where I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna give you that reaction that you're looking for. I'm just gonna accept you right where you are and be understanding and kind. And listen, I'm not saying get run over, guys. Walk away, okay? Walk away. Don't get run over. But just I'm not gonna have you talk to me like that, but I'm just gonna accept you where you are. That it blows people's minds. And I remember being this way in high school. So I didn't fit in like a specific group. I was in all the groups. I just popped around all the lunch cliques. I had one that I hung out with more, only because we would hang out outside of school, but I didn't have a clique. I didn't fit in any one place because I wanted to make it a point to accept everybody where they were. Like, I'm gonna go to you and be like, hey, what you doing today? How you doing? What y'all talking about? And then I would just do that. I still do that, like, as an adult. Like, I find all these people that I follow on Instagram, or now I've got my TikTok and it's doing pretty well. And I got people reaching out to me there, and I made several friends through TikTok, and we just talk, we get to know each other, and I love hearing other people where they're at. Like, my favorite one-liners, tell me about yourself. Like, that's it. That's all I want. Just tell me about yourself. Just tell me anything, what makes you happy, what makes you tick, what makes you mad, just tell me about yourself, because I love to hear people and just give them that acceptance that maybe they never did have. Maybe they never had that. I know mine and your relationship, I haven't had a friendship like this where I can literally call you this morning like, Jimmy, I'm mad at you. and you're like,
he was very mad at me this morning.
And Jimmy was like, okay, I hear you. Oh, okay, I'm listening, and he's been able to come back at me that way and be upset with me. But during that time, we just listen. We just listen and accept them where they are. I think that's really important.
And you said something so salient. In the midst of that, when people start coming back at you, when you try to accept them and they're not accepting your acceptance, is staying chill and calm and recognizing what's happening, and you've taught me I need to be more open, that when they're coming back at you like that, it's more of, What's happening in their life? What's making them that way? It's changed my perspective, by the way, when people even like hate comments, because I still get a lot of them. I always kind of go, what's going on in that person's life that they feel like they need to publicly call me fat and whatever else they call me. It really helps. And accepting people where they are doesn't mean you like their behavior, but it does mean you have a heart for them. It's a new way to look at things. And I'm hoping that today's episode's kind of solidifying that for you guys, that when you start accepting people, it helps you accept yourself even more, because there's parts of yourself you keep held back from the public. But as you start accepting people, you just kind of release a hand here, release a hand there, and you start to give more of yourself. And as much as I share of myself, I still don't show the whole. This little lady here gets the whole self. She knows everything about Jimmy, up, down, in between, no secrets, no nothing. You know everything. But it becomes easier when you start accepting people more and more. It lets you accept yourself even more.
It was, it was a process for you and I. It wasn't just like, boom, we accept each other. It was, you would give a little bit of it, like in the beginning, you would give one of those, and it's almost like, and I would do the same thing where I'd give you this information that I feel like, all right, like testing you out a little bit. What you gonna say to that? And I was like, are you gonna accept that? And I will never forget. I really think there are several things that just made our friendship just that much deeper. But one of the ones I want, and I don't mind talking about it publicly. 2019, in the summer of 2019, I relapsed on bulimia that I had not struggled with for many years. And it was weird timing, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I talked to my husband about it. I wasn't seeing a therapist at the time. And I was confused. And I remember crying my eyes out to Jimmy, because I was like, well, this is either going to do us in or this is going to help me. And so being able to speak with you about something that was so personal and getting no hate, no judgment, no nothing. It was just pure acceptance of, okay, let's figure this out. Where can we go from now? And like, that's important, those kinds of relationships. And I offer that to you, and I offer that to other people of, hey, I'm not trying to judge you where you are. Like, I hold nothing. I just want to help you. And if helping is just me listening, that's what I'm here for. It's in my bio still. It will probably always be in my bio. Like, my DMs are open. I welcome all people. I love to hear from people and just meet them where they are.
Well, and you bring out a good point, and thank you for sharing that. And I'm happy to be there in your life, and I care about you and love you, and that's the point I'm getting at here. You only accept other people when you truly, genuinely love them and care about them. And you can't have a close relationship like Brittany and I have with everybody, nor should you, by the way. That would be exhausting if I had to deal with 1,000 Brittany's in my life. I'd be like, bruh, I need a break. One is plenty. One is more than plenty. Love you. But it goes back to that. You have to have that, at least some level of semblance in your heart of some kindness, compassion, and care for that person you're trying to accept. And look, we're all human. We all have mistakes. We all have bad qualities. But we have good qualities. And I think part of what helps you accept people where they are, including yourself, is to accentuate what redeeming values do you get out of them? What good things do you get out of them? Yeah. And if you can find those things, it makes it a whole lot easier to accept them. It's hard to accept the bad things because you just kind of go, oh, bad, no, unacceptable. But then if you go, well, they have this and this, and okay, yeah, I love all of that about them. So that's worthy of accepting them. And here's the thing, one more thing. When you accept someone, don't be surprised to watch their heart soften and they begin becoming that person that you maybe visualize them as being at their best. I know we talked about Enneagram many months ago, but in there was like the best version of your Enneagram and the worst version of your Enneagram. And I think when you start accepting people, they can move more towards those best qualities. Like you have the perfectionist, but that could be channeled into something good